Treating people well matters, and not just because it's the right thing to do. Research shows that people who feel they are treated fairly perform better and have higher team and organisational commitment. People who are treated fairly deliver better results and stay longer. But what does it mean to be treated fairly? Researchers divide fairness into 4 factors. Factor 1 is equitable rewards. People want to see a link between performance and reward. Factor 2 is transparent procedures for rewarding people. People are clear about the what and the how of reward and recognition. They know what is rewarded and the way it is rewarded. Factor 3 is clear decision making. People are clear about the logic behind decisions, not just the decisions themselves. And factor 4 is dignity and respect. People feel they are treated in a considerate way. No doubt you agree that all of these sound great, and the best leaders you have worked for have probably done all of those things. So why doesn't it happen more often? Research published in Harvard Business Review helps to explain why fairness can be such an issue. So through a series of studies, the researchers found short-term high workloads were associated with leaders placing less attention on fairness. Even more concerning, they found that chronic and ongoing high workloads were associated with leaders persistently prioritizing tasks over people. The problem is that leaders who are under time pressure tend to put technical tasks ahead of people, and as a result, their treatment of people suffers. The risk is that performance drops off and people think about leaving. Not only that, the best leaders feel compromised. They may want to treat their people better, but they feel they don't have the time or permission to do that effectively. So, what can we do about it? Well, here are 5 ways busy leaders can prioritize treating their people well. Number 1, great leaders still set aside time for their people. Treating people fairly is rarely urgent, so the best leaders schedule time for their people, and they keep those times even when they're busy. If you're interested in exploring that further, why don't you look up some of our information about a monthly one-on-one meeting structure. Number 2, great leaders prioritize the process, not just the task. Researchers often refer to this as procedural fairness. People want to know that procedures have been established and are being followed without exceptions. Number 3, great leaders agree and communicate what should be rewarded. They work with other leaders to establish values and performance standards. Number 4, great leaders differentiate based on performance. This isn't necessarily about money, but it could include secondments, promotions, conferences, training, additional leave. They also ensure that underperformers know that they're underperforming, and then they try to help them to improve. They move them to a more appropriate role if needed, and if all else fails, they move them on. And number 5, great leaders share the why behind decisions, not just the decisions themselves. In the absence of this, people make things up to fill in the gaps. The best leaders can make sure the gaps aren't there in the first place. The world needs more leaders that prioritize treating people well. We also need organisations to value and reward fairness. Once leaders have permission to put their people first, they're far more likely to be fair. It's not just because it's the right thing to do, but it also produces better results and helps to retain our best people.